Hi, my name is Dana and I'm from Kazakhstan. I lived in South Korea for 7 years and recently in February this year moved again to marry my husband Joshua, who is from Malaysia. Joshua and I met in South Korea back in 2016, and in the beginning of 2020, after getting engaged, we decided to relocate to Malaysia to get married and start life together. Things were falling into place and everything was planned well. Little did we know that after just few days of my arrival to Kazakhstan, COVID would spread internationally and Malaysia would impose a travel ban. Both wedding ceremonies were cancelled. My job offer was withdrawn as I was stuck outside of Malaysia. It was truly painful to experience how everything in our plan was falling apart. I wasn't angry at God, but I just couldn't understand why didn't He prevent it? Why didn't He stop me going to Kazakhstan? Every time I asked Him this, with eyes full of tears, Psalm 46:10 would come to my mind, which says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." Weeks and months passed. I found a remote job, continued to serve in my Korean church online, and Joshua and I tried to count our blessings in the moments of frustration. Things took a turn one day when we found out that my dad had a third-stage tongue cancer. There was no history in the family, so this came as a huge shock. At that time, it hit me, and I was just so grateful to God that He let me stuck in Kazakhstan. It was the time I needed to put everything away, be with my family, and share Jesus' love with them. But the amazing thing is that my dad allowed me to pray with him every night. Being not Christian, he was so against my faith, but now he was allowing me to pray with him. This was a huge step of progress. And fast forward a year, my dad was in much better condition, and thanks to the remote job, I could take care of him. It is when things started to look better, I was miraculously headhunted by one of the top companies in Malaysia. A few months later, I was ready to fly back when out of nowhere, Kazakhstan had its first ever terrorist attack. The airport was damaged, so all flights were cancelled and I had to go to another city and change my flight from that city. Then, just after a few days before my flight, I got COVID. But miraculously, I tested negative in time. When it is God's timing, nothing and no one can stop Him. He will split the waters. He will lead you through the fire. And more than anything, I am grateful that my non-believing family could witness it all. 2 years after our original date, we finally had our wedding ceremony. It felt truly surreal, walking the aisle with my dad, who now thank God feels good, having a good job in Malaysia, and finally being reunited with Joshua. I hope my story encourages all those who are going through hardship and waiting for God. God has a purpose in your suffering. You may not understand why, but just trust Him and be still. Trust His ways and His plan, even if it doesn't align with yours. He knows what He is doing. He knows what is best for you, and He will prove Himself faithful. When you look back, I promise you will be in awe of Him.